Welcome back to First Watch, the series on my channel where I let fate decide the next film that I get to watch. This time, fate has randomly selected a somewhat newish film to check out. This one came out in 2021, only 2 years ago, and I've heard a lot of people rant and rave about this movie over that time period as one of the best movies in recent years. So now is as good a time as any to check it out. It's Coda. Coda stands for Child of Deaf Adults, and it centers on the life of Ruby, who's a girl that absolutely finds a real passion in music and wants to join choir. She wants to go to a college for music. She wants that for her life, but she also has a deep obligation to her family, all of whom are deaf, and they need her for supporting their family fishing business, which they can't do without a hearing hand on deck and an interpreter for basically everything else. This, however, is in direct conflict with what she wants to do for her own life. So she has a choice to make. So yeah, people have been ranting and raving about this film for the last couple of years as something that knocked their socks off. And while my socks weren't exactly knocked off, I did find it relatively fun with a number of characters that made me smile, that made me laugh, and I overall connected with them. Kind of like her parents. They were downright hilarious. Her music and her singing tutor, a little bit on the nose with cliches, but I thought that the things that he taught her felt real and genuine, so I liked their dynamic together. This also operates a little bit like a musical, but more so in the sense that music is a huge part of the plot rather than everybody getting up to sing and dance type of thing. It's a good, relatable drama, and everything that they do, I don't really have much to complain about. I was engaged. But I think the main reason it was knocking people's socks off in general was because of the representation of deaf people and how difficult their lives can sometimes be, how difficult their family situations might be. And while I get it, I also know that they've been doing exactly that on the Freeform channel, or otherwise known as ABC Family, for years. I've seen it so much. And so when I watched this movie, it didn't feel as new to me as I'm sure it felt to most others. Also, the structure of the story is definitely nothing new. It's about a teenager coming into her own, coming into self-actualization and deciding to take a path to her future, even if that means going against her parents' wishes. This is so common, it's ridiculous. The only difference, and I guess twist here, is that it had that added element that her family literally and physically needs her help, or their entire family business crumbles at its core. And so she really does have a choice that she has to make. What is more important to her? I do like that aspect. I think that that was insanely clever, and I do actually like the representation here. Don't get me wrong. There's a directing choice later in the film where her family was in the audience watching her sing a very emotional song, but obviously they can't hear anything, so the director actually removes the ability for us, the audience, to hear the song as well, because the song alone was being the emotional core that we're feeling, so the director mutes that. So from that point forward, we have to see it from her parents' point of view, and they have to visually watch and see and understand the emotions that people in the audience are feeling while they listen to the song. And when they see that from other people in the audience, they feel that in their hearts. I felt that was an interesting directing choice, obviously, and one that I thought was brilliant. There's not a lot of bad that I can say about the movie because it was indeed made well. It just also has bits and pieces of, I guess, stereotypes that we have seen before. The coming of age tale where a child becomes an adult and has to leave the nest, the over-eccentric tutor in school, the brooding romance between unlikely lovebirds, the list goes on. A lot of it, I'm forced to say, I feel like I have seen before, but a lot of it does make me feel a little bit like saying the opposite as well. I would say in general, it is worth the watch. I just don't think that it's one of the best movies of 2021. My score for Coda was a B+ letter grade, final overall score of 81%. 81 out of 100 possible stars, which basically just means, again, it was good. It was made well. They did what they set out to do. It has some brilliant directing choices, but it was also nothing insanely new either. Take that as you will, guys, and let me know your thoughts on Coda in the comments section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next installment for First Watch. And until then, peace out.